Boss, you only live till you got a head from a vampire.
Just think we're all idiots here or something.
How quaintly melodramatic.
Hi everyone, it's Jokey Pants, back with Cerebral Paul, and I have to tell you all, don't watch this movie after we talk about it, because it's not going to make sense when we talk about it, and it's worse trying to watch through it. You can blame my childhood.
Yeah.
So bad.
You better hope I never meet your parents. I'll go up and slap them. They'll go, what? I'll go, well, I'll tell you.
Yeah, so we're talking about the movie called DNA that was technically from 1997, but I didn't see it till like 99 when it was on the Sci-Fi Channel. And, oh boy. I can't even tell you how Sci-Fi got a hold of this movie, because the things that I found out about this director and other things he did, I don't even know how they got their hands on this movie to begin with. There's a bunch of things here.
At that point in the 90s, they were just looking for content.
Oh, they were, and they've definitely had bad movies, but it's not even just that this is a bad movie. I'll get into it. So welcome back for Jokey Pants Has Bad Taste, and let's dive into the dumpster fire that this thing is. Oh God! So DNA from 1997. We got director William Mesa. He has only 3 other movies he ever made, all in this span of 97 to 95. Which was just Galaxis and The Black Gate. The other things that were on there were just DNA, but it was renamed twice because France has Scarababy. I don't even know how to pronounce it. And then it went by a completely different name in China, which is why I bring up the fact of I don't know how Sci-Fi even got this movie, because there was a DNA 2 that's ranked rated even lower, but it's only available in China.
I'm not watching it. I don't care.
There's no way to watch it. I saw it on its credits, clicked on it. There is no English translation. They are all Chinese. And I went, okay, so yeah, he was making these in the area he was, clearly because that's just where he was putting these movies. And somehow this one managed to get to America. Somehow. But all the other ones are heavy Chinese markets.
And I gotta say that the title makes no sense for what the movie is. It really doesn't at all.
No. Other than one small throwaway thing in this story, it does not fit. Why it was named that, I couldn't tell you, folks. I really couldn't. But funny enough, the actors in this movie are really where it's even more surprising to me than Los Muertos with the people they had, because 2 of the people that are in this movie did a lot of other things, and I'm just sitting here going, how the hell did you end up in this? Because look, I know the other things you guys are in, and they're so much better than whatever the hell this thing is.
I know for a fact from talking to some of these people and some of this stuff, some of it is I was doing it for a friend. Some of it is I lost a bet. Some of it,
I would hope
some of it is I needed my
bet.
SAG card. Some of it is I needed the credit for my SAG card. Dead serious,
So bad. Yeah, so you got Mark Dacascos, which when I mentioned it to my friend Anthony from Oddcast there, he went, "Oh, you mean the Iron Chef?" And I went, Oh yeah, he did do that, didn't he? Which is like, oh Jesus. Also, some of you, if you don't know that one, I think most people would probably know him as Zero from John Wick 3, which is just that he was the creepy assassin dude who fights John and then dies by a sword fight, which would be like a bigger thing most people would probably know him from, if not Iron Chef. But outside of that, there's also Jurgen Broschnow, which you may not know him by name, but if you just look this man up, he's been in so much stuff. And the other things he's in, he plays such a better villain than whatever the hell he was doing in this movie.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what his motivations were supposed to be here at all.
I don't know.
Except for we're making it make money, so we'll sell it to the countries that want it. And I'm like, this is gonna go sideways.
This really just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So, all right. So this movie, we're delving in here, folks. Buckle up, because god damn it. This movie's longer than it needs to be, too. I just want to put that out there. It's like an hour, 30 minutes. It doesn't need to be that long. You could have just cut out most of this and done a short film, and it would have probably made more sense. So we open with a very long, just scenic shots of Borneo in credits. And I'm pretty sure they use like some of the same stock footage over and over, because I have notes of other things where they do that.
I think this is the one on the IMDb. It said that the credits actually roll. The final credit rolls at the beginning at over 10 minutes.
Oh, I have that note too. I made that note too because I saw more credits and I was like, how far are we into this? What?
10 minutes for the opening credit scroll to get to the beginning of the movie.
Yes. So we get it's Sarawak province of North Borneo. And if you don't know where Borneo is, it's much like where I am. It's an island country that's just off the coast of Asia, and it's a mix of cultures over there. But that's where this movie's taking place. Which, after seeing some things I have about Borneo, the layout of this movie makes absolutely no sense that it's in Borneo. But hey, whatever, man.
There's a lot about this movie that makes no sense. I'll get into that when we hit that part of the movie. Yeah.
The whole movie. It's the whole movie, Paul. The whole movie doesn't make any fucking sense. But we get introduced to Mark, who's playing Dr. Ash Matley. And he's treating some patients who are just sick. They don't really give any reason what they're sick with. It's just to make him look busy and important. That's really it. But while he's treating these, we get Jurgen, who's playing Dr. Carl Wessinger. There's a lot of fucking doctors in this movie. Like, they couldn't make anyone unique. Everyone's a doctor. Every goddamn main character is a doctor. And I'm like, you couldn't do anything else? You couldn't think of, like, special agent or, like... No, they're all doctors.
Well, we'll get into the special agent thing in a bit, but yeah, that's...
that person goes by doctor. And I was like, God damn it. Anyway, he's Carl Wessinger, who steps out of the shadows. Apparently he's just been standing there, I don't know. Apparently he's just been standing in the shadows of the room, but he walks out and he informs them, hey, I need you to join me on a thing because our company has been funding all your supplies and whatnot. Jesus Christ. And he just, 2 minutes of your time. And he takes him into his office.
Wait. I want to speak to this because this is the first part where you kind of go, what the hell? Remember, this guy was holding a body that was bleeding and the guy was hurt, needed to be worked on. This guy comes in and says, hey, 2 minutes of your time. I'm going to talk to you about this thing you found and where you found it and and all that. And basically, he throws the body down on the gurney and tells the nurse or whatever she is, hey, you got this, and walks out. Like, if that was my doctor, I'd be really pissed off at that point.
So that guy clearly.
I mean, he did. He just, it's like the guy who's bleeding in his arms doesn't matter anymore.
No, all that matters is he's needed. Oh. So right off the bat, there's one. Take a shot every time we talk about an issue. See how drunk you can get before we're even through with this episode. So, drink responsibly. Back in his office, we find out that Dr. Matley apparently found a magic beetle who's apparently has DNA that can cure all disease, because Dr. Wessinger proceeds to just list off every fucking deadly disease possible, just like cancer, pneumonia, yellow fever, AIDS. It just keeps going, and I'm like, I can't imagine it cures all of that. There's variables. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, and here's number two, shot number two. So apparently he brought back one bug.
Yeah, he brought back one.
Have you ever been around beetles? There's never only one, okay? I'm just saying, you know.
The beetle that they used for this movie, I made the note, and then it was confirmed later by a second one that they find, and I go, yeah, I know what that beetle is. Why, this is fucking stupid. This is even dumber. It's even dumber. Anyway. So, yeah, he only found, like, the one, and this is where here's another issue. Wessinger tells him that he presented this, but then he was dismissed, and he was like, yeah, you never finished the formula, and it wasn't quite right, and they just threw it out. And I went, that's not how corporations work. No, if you tell them you have some kind of magical cure-all, they would 100% just buy that shit and try to market the hell out of it with a super high price. There's no way they just went, get out of here, you're worthless. Like, no! That doesn't make any sense. It's so fucking dumb. But even dumber, don't take that shot yet, folks. Make it a double, because then Wessinger turns around to the fucking chalkboard and jots down some bullshit and goes, now I've finished your formula. Now we just need a beetle. And I went, what do you mean he was only missing like 3 things he didn't? What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense.
But that gets better. Did you see the IMDb entry?
No,
the formula in the original movie was the secret recipe for KFC. I shit you not. That they actually for the DVDs and stuff they changed it out, but in the original movie, it was the secret recipe for the 7 herbs and spices.
I tell you, it was impossible. Now, what the hell are you doing?
You see, your approach was almost there. You were logical, pragmatic, but just thinking too small. That should do it.
I need your help, Ash. I need to find another serum beetle, and you have to take me there. You're the only person who's ever seen one. It's incredible. How did I miss this?
Ash, are you listening to me? You'll be a household name. Together we can make history.
It's for getting your makeup good. It's getting over a breakup good.
Just drink the whole bottle, folks. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. What the actual fuck? That's so bad. So at this point, he tells them they're going to go to the tribe that Matley grew up with, because that's where the beetle is, and he needs to take him there. And they just say, fuck it, and that's where they go. There's no, like, I have patience. Like, nope, they're just on... fuck the patience. He just leaves.
Apparently, this doctor has borders, and it's like wherever the money goes or something. I don't know.
So from there, we cut to a cave, and this is where my note came in of what the fuck. There's still credits rolling. That's the second time it said who the director and producer are. Why are we repeating credits? And I even jotted down, we're over 10 minutes into this fucking movie. Why are they still rolling producer credits? And they're redoing, because one of the first credits it shows you directed by William Mesa. The last 2 credits directed by William Mesa. And I went, we're just re-rolling this shit. So dumb. But Matt Lee tells him this is the cave where he found them before. And last time he found them, like, just right inside. But now, oh no, there's not beetles right on the inside. I guess we're going to have to explore the cave for the first time. Even though he grew up here and he's been in here multiple times, they walk 2 feet in and go, hey, what are those carvings on the wall? I don't know. I've never seen them. And I just... Folks, let me tell you, this moment alone made me just put my head in my hands and just go, what the fuck are you doing? That makes absolutely 0 goddamn sense.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse.
So yeah, they find carvings all over the wall, and then one of them has an inscription that he reads.
Through me, the road to a city of desolation, sorrows, and lost creation. Here lies death, never to be disturbed. Lay down all hope, you, that going by me.
How quaintly melodramatic.
What? 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 Even Wetzinger goes, superstitions. That is real melodramatic. Anyway, let's open up this door that has a clear warning, do not open. It's just superstition. So fucking stupid. Oh, fun fact, there's still credits here. There's still like 2 more credits that appear on the screen. And I had the note again of what the fuck? There were no credits and suddenly you still had fucking credits? We're past the 10-minute mark now. RoboCop style. Oh yeah, RoboCop style cavern green screen as Matt Lee kicks a rock down into a cavern, and it looks exactly like when the bad guy falls from the building in RoboCop. It looks really, really bad. Mm-hmm. Don't worry, it's not the last time things will look really, really bad. So I want everyone to keep this in mind, if you possibly can, with how dumb this is going to get. But they walk down a very narrow path to a statue, and he goes, the demon they worshipped. And I went, that's not how worship works. I'm pretty sure to them it was a god, but all right, we'll just call it a demon. I mean, I get that they wrote what they did, but like, I can't imagine a civilization was like, the demon we worship. I'm pretty sure there was probably a god at some point, and then, maybe transitioned, but like, all right, we're just going to throw that. Plus, it's your people. How the fuck do you not know what this thing is? Fuck off. But anyway, so they find that, and then, of course, they have the guy, they just magically find a couple beetles in, like, a hole in the statue, which is, again, one of the dumbest fucking things ever. And I have the note, those look like Hercules beetles, or even a rhino beetle, but females. I'm pretty sure. Which, fun fact, they do find another one later, and it is a Hercules beetle because it's the male who has the two little horns. And I'm like, yeah, that's fun. Let's call it something else. Let's not make a beetle or anything, or use a clear nondescript beetle. Let's pick one that's very noticeable.
By the way, so this is your first crossover into another movie. This would be good with the Mummy, with the warning on the crypt and opening it up anyway, and of course the scarab or the beetle.
Yes.
And I'm talking old school Mummy. This is,
yeah. This movie borrows from anything and everything, because as we go, you can. Oh,
there's going to be a lot of that. If anybody watching this saw my tweet, you saw me list about 5 or 6 movies that they pulled from.
Which, if you want to do that, you have to follow him at Cerebral Paul.
Cerebral Paul 1.
Over on the Twitter. And follow
Yes.
us at Oddcast N, and then you can get these little behind-the-scenes things that we talk about.
With me messaging him going, what the hell is this? What the
This... I had to apologize to Paul, because I didn't realize how bad this actually was. Because for me, just a side note, this was a movie that was left over for season 1. And season 1 were very short. They were like 15, maybe 20 minutes I was doing. And it was just me rewatching things from childhood and then breaking it down and kind of giving why I liked it, whatever. This is what it's evolved into now that I have somebody that was actually willing to do the show. But this was a leftover, which I have other leftovers, but after seeing this, I went, I'll just do those as like jokey solos, because I don't think I can make him get tortured with any of the other things on this fucking season 1 leftover.
Even I said I wasn't kidding. Since this movie's on YouTube, I'm really tempted to do a riff version of this and just riff the whole damn thing off the top of my head as the movie goes on.
So they find the beetle, and you're thinking, okay, so they got what they needed. They're going to leave, right? No, Wessinger just immediately pulls a gun and just goes, all right, I'm just going to start shooting everybody now. Even though, again, remember, there's one very narrow path to get out of this fucking cave that we saw, and all the villagers are on that, but he just goes, nah, I'm just going to start shooting everybody now. Give me the beetles so I could somehow escape, even though that doesn't make any sense that he thought he could get away. Fun fact, he does. Again, doesn't make sense.
Other fun fact, he shoots the doctor, the one who originally found the beetle, in the shoulder. You see it clearly. It's only in the shoulder. This is not a deadly wound. Okay, so yeah, he's not really good at what he does, even for his leaving no witnesses shit.
He shoots everyone in the shoulder. It causes a cave in from all the noise, which sure, old cave, it kind of makes sense. The rest of it doesn't, but okay. And you see the cave collapses and everything's all whatever, and you're assuming everyone's dead. But then we just cut to... This is where I have a note later about if I was taking shots for every time they do this in this movie, I would have been drunk maybe halfway through. Because we cut to 2 Apache helicopters that are circling around, and then they show like a military-style passenger chopper coming in for a landing somewhere. Fun fact, the fucking helicopter that lands is not the same helicopter they show in any fucking scene with it flying around. It's just a basic passenger chopper painted green. But every fucking time it is in the air, they show a completely different kind of helicopter. And I'm just like, what? Did you not have the budget? Could you just not do this?
I'm gonna have some comments about the helicopter at the end of the movie as well. That whole sequence.
But they don't tell you how much time has skipped at all, because there's no way this is the same day.
The same issue we had with the last movie. There's no reference of time, but some has to have passed because of what, you know.
Yeah, because here, Wessinger he hops out of the chopper, and he's been using villagers to excavate a body of some kind that he wants. And they find some random creature, and then apparently it's the demon Balakai. And I went, the fuck you mean? Like, what? So you knew about that the whole time? But I'm so lost already, movie. What the fuck is your plot here? We went from getting a beetle to now there's... The fuck is that? Like a dinosaur demon thing? What the fuck is this?
Well, apparently this is the thing that has the DNA of the beetle in it that makes it, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense. So they get that, and the villagers try to warn him. Of course, classic, it's evil, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, science. Now we get a time skip, and it tells us 2 years later. And I went, I'm pretty sure that should have been like the scene before this, because it doesn't make sense. Because
they could have already been doing the dig when he went to get the beetle. So
I guess so.
Yeah.
But also 2 years for what we see happens is not long enough for anything that has happened for the plot of the movie going forward.
Like, where did Mr. Shoulder Wound, where's he been for 2 years? Because,
I have questions of where has he been for 2 years? Also, how did Wessinger and him get out of the cave? Because we see Dr. Matley's alive. And I go, as far as we know, there was only one fucking entrance to that cave. It all collapsed, but they both found a different exit before it all collapsed. That doesn't make any sense in any fucking world.
There's a lot of enters and entrances and exits that don't make sense in this movie.
He meets a CIA agent as he notices on her little case. And she goes, yeah, I'm Claire Summers, and I don't have time to talk to you, village person. I have to meet a very important doctor. And then, of course, she immediately eats shit as one of the nurses comes up. Is Dr. Matley, we need you. And you see that's the guy I needed to talk to. So he's rushed into a patient it's a little boy, and he tells him, oh, my sister was attacked, blah, blah, blah. And they show you a mutilated body. And Dr. Summers just walks in without any talk or introduction, like nothing. Just walks in and starts touching it, and it's just like, all right, we need to figure out what happened here. All right, looks like this happened. Meanwhile, everyone's like, yeah, the brothers.
That was his. This was no boating accident scene right there. That was what that was.
Oh my god. Considering what they do, you could place it as that. Because of what this movie will do, you could even say this is taken out of not exactly the movie. It would actually be a scene of the book that was not used in the movie Jurassic Park, where the guy who's attacked gets taken to a doctor, and they're like, what the fuck happened to this guy? He was hit by a backhoe. I don't think he was run over by a backhoe, like, at all. This looks terrible. Basically what they're doing in this scene, and it's like, why? Why are we doing this? Also doesn't make sense because they say that she had her spinal cord ripped into and her spinal fluid drained. And fun fact, the creature does not do this the rest of the movie, so I don't understand why this was a scene. It doesn't make any sense. Because it's either that or that the doctor did it, but from what we'll see, he's already done his thing, so like he wouldn't have had to do. I don't understand, folks. I don't understand. So anyway, Summer tells Matley, hey, Wessinger's alive. We had hired him with the CIA because he told us he was onto something really big, but then, he went dark, and we think that he's trying to sell this thing to other people. And I'm like, that was quick to jump into the plot of this movie, huh? Because it's only been 2 years. Somehow Wessinger has managed to do what he was going to do in 2 years and use the CIA. This movie doesn't even try to make sense.
Remember, though, because he had already, quote, solved the formula. He just needed the beetle, remember?
I guess so. But as my next note cut to Wessinger's lab, where in 2 years he made Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Because he has a full
This won't be the only
folks.
Jurassic Park reference in this movie, by the way, at all.
Discount Sam Jackson and Discount Skinny Nedry are his only two people working here, apparently, because we see no one else in this big-ass facility. So, all we really get here is that they have a cow in a cage. Boy, really reminds you of some other movie, huh? And they're trying to lure it into the cage with the electric fence, and they fail, and apparently they fry a cow to death. Which I also am just like, are you not worried you'd kill the creature at that point? Or are you trying to kill it? Stupid. Fucking stupid. But then it doesn't matter because we cut back to town, and Matley, Summers, and the kid all get into a canoe and head up river.
Okay, I have issue with this.
Yeah.
This is going to be a dangerous trip. We don't know where we're going. Let's take the 9-year-old with us. Okay, what the hell?
Now, for those of you watching, listening, first, thank you for not tuning out yet. They take the 9-year-old as a guide, which doesn't make sense because Matley fucking knows everywhere they need to go. He also is from the tribes, so like, I agree with Paul. Why the hell did you have to bring the tiny kid with you? There's no reason to make this kid go with you.
and it gets worse.
It does.
They take the kid, but they don't give a shit about the kid. I want you to notice that throughout this entire movie.
They don't give a shit till the very, very end, and suddenly they have
Seriously, they're going down the river, and he's staring above her head, and he's staring above her head, and the kid goes under. He chops off this snake's head, and that's our little piece of anaconda.
He just kills a random fucking anaconda, and it's like, be careful, anaconda will take your head off. And I'm like, no, it wouldn't. What? No.
Yeah, when they're venom, and I'm like, really? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, that blew my mind. I'm like, no, not even venomous. You suck. You are a shitty doctor.
It's gonna more likely go after the kid actually before it's gonna go after her. I want you to know that.
What?
Don't move.
Why, you're not going to give him some cheesy line like, you look beautiful in the jungle light, are you?
No. Last time, just try it.
Don't move now, but an anaconda is poised to take your head offline. It always gets the girl's attention.
And then I gotta finish this. So then they pull the boat up, right? And he ruffles through her bag, grabs some like long pants and a shirt. Here, put these on, because you don't want Snake going to. Again, doesn't give a shit about the kid who's wearing short pants, pretty much a skirt. I just want this was just so we could see her getting her broad panties. That's all this was for. That's all this was for.
That's all it was for.
Either that or the kid is a secondary thing. He's just kind of there. If he dies, whatever. It's like, which we're gonna get more of in the movie, by the way.
One of the two. Take your pick, folks. Whichever one fits for you, because the movie doesn't give a shit.
No. I'm pretty sure the director was, let's see, we've got to write a scene to get her in her broad panties. Okay, well.
So we briefly cut back to Discount Jurassic Park, and Wessinger's yelling about that they need to contain the creature because, I don't know, doesn't seem like it's that big of an issue up until movie needs to movie, and now they need to contain it. I couldn't tell you, folks. It doesn't make any fucking
they've been
sense.
they've been trying to capture it. They've been trying to capture it and stuff, and it's been evading
you have
them.
Had it in a containment.
But he must they must not have known how strong he was or how powerful he was. Remember, because we see some weird shit later when he goes to a predator and shit later.
Some really weird shit later. Changing it for a child. Matt, while she's changing, Matley checks Summers' field kit, and he finds what I call Lego RPGs because they're just bright yellow, and I'm just like, that looks like a fucking Lego piece. What is this?
And somehow, even though we don't see this container through big chunks of the movie, it's always there when they need it.
Yes. Yes, it's plot convenience RPGs. Isn't that fun, folks? They're just conveniently whenever you need them, they appear. So yeah, the duo just continues on. They go to a local tribe, and the tribe's apparently in some kind of war ritual. And they talk to the local shaman who draws some random fucking thing. And the kid's like, I know where that is. And I'm like, where what is? That looks like a pole with like an arrow on. What the fuck did this dude did he draw the fence? And even if he's drawing the fence, how the fuck does anyone know what the hell he's talking about? What is this movie? You're not explaining what the hell the shaman's saying or what he's drawing.
It gets worse.
Whatever.
It gets worse.
But he says that they need to kill the beast because there's a beast that's been killing their people. Which doesn't make sense because they clarify later that the creature in Discount Jurassic Park, it hasn't gotten out. So how the village knows about it and it's killed people is fucking beyond me. We also get real quick another stock army chopper that transforms into a completely different chopper when it lands yet again. And I wrote 30 minutes in, I'd be pretty buzzed right now with how many editing errors there are in this movie. But then we cut back to Matley demanding answers because what do you know that I don't know? These two tribes are warring tribes and now suddenly they're working together against a common enemy? That's not okay. And I just went, all right, so just promoting tribal genocide because, like, fuck it, these people shouldn't be working together. Like, what the fuck is this movie? Like, Jesus. So this is where Summer explains that Wessinger approached the CIA about a creature, but then Wessinger, of course, once making it, cut all contact and clearly wants to sell it as a weapon to other countries. Apparently somebody has that information, and they're not going to really do any more to explain it than that. At all. And I know that there's one little tidbit here that happens that I didn't write down because it's just a blink and you'd fucking miss this scene anyway. But the creature apparently just breaks into the main facility, and it's a quick cut of just, apparently it's breaking the fence, and then it cuts right back to the village. Where Summers hears a noise, and she goes to investigate, and they get randomly attacked by some village, or like, folks, I don't fucking know. The tribe seemed like they were perfectly fine with them until two guys decide, nah, I'm not fine with you, and they attack the trio, and I was like, why though? Do they have like a reason that they're attacking? Nope, they're just bloodthirsty, I guess. No one else in the tribe acknowledges any of that later or asks any questions about why there were 10 people. Mm-hmm. So this scene is just a throwaway, fuck it, we need to make sense of why they go to the facility sooner. Oh. Which, getting upriver, they do reach the facility and they break in.
Wait, I have a comment here. Please do. So they show you a shot of what looks like high voltage fencing. Oh man, it's probably electrified, blah, 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 blah. And then in a voiceover, you hear it's a type 2 mag lock. I got this. And then next thing you know, you're in the facility. I mean, you're not even on the grounds. You're actually in the building. I'm like, that's not how that works. That's not how that...
Yeah. Yeah, so they're inside.
And later we will see that there is supposedly an outside to this whole area. There's no way in hell.
There's really not. There's no way these are the same facilities we're seeing at any given shot in this movie. They notice that there's a big hole in like the fence on the inside, the grating that's supposed to be like a means of security, and they're like, "Huh, that's weird. Let's just walk in and not think twice or arm ourselves. Let's just walk in." Folks,
to this doctor, by the way, to a facility being run by a doctor who's already shot you once. I want you to think about that. And left you for dead. Yeah, it's like, but they let the 9-year-old take the lead. So,
this fucking kid. So folks, I need you to understand. They go out of their way to show that the creature broke into this lab. Nothing in this lab is destroyed. All the computers are still working. All the furniture's where it should be. The only thing that seems destroyed, as what they say is an incubator machine that was recently destroyed, which I have so many fucking questions about. Well, why did it target only that and apparently let everyone else live, when later it's like hell-bent on killing everyone? This fucking movie could not decide what it was doing at any given point. She also blinds everyone with a flash photo and doesn't say anything. So Matt Lee's just like, "Hey, you could have warned a guy. Sorry." And proceeds to immediately get on PC, which is the most convenient PC that apparently in this top-level secure facility, there's no security on the computer. You could just
wait. No. She tried 3, and each one she tried a password and it didn't work. And she'd move to the next one and try a password and it didn't work. And then she got, that's not how that works.
Again, just terrible security.
Oh, and there's going to be more PC fun later. There's going to be more PC fun later in the movie that I was dying. I was still.
So
makes Jurassic Park look downright scientific.
So this, she's going through the PC and she goes, they have the genetic coding of the beetle, but also something else is here. This must be what they were making. And she just keeps skipping through screens until Matt Lee's smart enough to go, "Hey, what was that?" And she goes, "What, this? No, you idiot. The last page you were on that literally was showing you what it is that he made." "Oh, you mean this page that I didn't even bother looking at, even though I was looking at all the other ones because plot convenience? Okay." Fucking Christ.
Whatever happened is recent.
Ash. It's a log detailing Wessinger's experiments. That's how he cloned the DNA. Tests show that life form is highly sensitive to loud noise and bright lights.
Here it says his capacity for motion detection is highly developed.
This is how he recreated the structural mass of the creature.
Oh, back up a second.
What?
This is an anatomical chart.
So?
So look at the primary organ structures, the configuration. There's no creature with anything remotely resembling this. At least not on this planet.
So Wessinger has reanimated an alien.
This is where they go, "It's not a dinosaur, it's an alien." Ooh. Yeah, that's right. It's a alien. Apparently, I have some thoughts for things that they do towards the end, and I think I have a good idea of where they got this costume from. It's not good. Nothing about it's good.
It was a mix between two, and I'm not going to say what two they are yet. We'll wait till we get to that.
Yeah. So the kid wanders off because, as we pointed out, they just don't give a shit about this kid. Why he's with them is beyond me. They try to imply that they care, but they really don't. because the kid's able to just
and there's a scene coming up that's going to prove they really, really don't. They don't even give him a second fucking thought. They really.
So I broke this down by how I saw it. So kid wanders off. Kid finds monkey. Kid finds special beetle. Wait a minute, no, that's a Hercules beetle. This movie can go fuck off. Original alien body sitting on a slab covered by tarp for some reason. Uh-oh, he's found by the random villager guy that attacked him the last night, who somehow also got into the facility without anyone seeing or hearing him.
Well, they probably left the Type 2 electric lock open, so, you know.
This is my thing, folks. Where did this guy come from? Just how did he get in, but no one else saw him? Like, even if you're telling me he came from another part of the facility, because of what happens to him almost immediately, how did he not run into something or someone? God damn it. Because Alien shows up behind him and kills him with a fist through the chest and drags him off screen, and then the kid falls into sewer thing. I blinked and missed what happened to the kid because I couldn't.
There was lots of screaming and so yeah.
So Matt and Summer
apparently
is
far enough away that the others didn't hear the child scream. By the way, a lot. I mean, they was.
Yeah, so this kid screams his head off, and they hear like the tail end of something, and then they go like, "Oh, where is he? Oh, well, we better go find him." And they wander off to where the kid is, or was, I should say. And they find the beetle, they find the bones, and they're just like, "Huh, this must be what they were doing." And then blood and the necklace, and they go, "Well, it's not the kid that's dead." But also, nobody questions how that guy got there. No, we're just going to move past that. They wander somewhere else on the facility because it shows them outside and go into another building with no explanations or leading shots of how the hell we got to that point. Movie just cuts. There's a storm outside all of a sudden. Which I can kind of forgive. Living in Guam, storms do just happen whenever the hell they feel like.
Heck, living in Houston or Jacksonville, crap. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, they don't tell you. They don't show any sense of how they got outside and then to this. The movie doesn't care. So they get in, and they immediately just start looking around. But then we cut to the kid in the sewer. Okay, and he finds a body. He's just screaming all the time. He's kind of fucking annoying. Not gonna lie. Okay. This. Jesus Christ. So the kid's screaming, and they finally hear this kid screaming, and they're like, "It sounds like he's right below us, but I can't find him." I have the note here. Summer's line. "I can't see anything." She has her flashlight, and you're like, "Yeah, she does this." "I can't see anything. Why can't I see anything?" You dumb bitch, if you just pointed the flashlight in a fucking direction, you'd see something. Waving it around like a fucking idiot, yeah, you're not gonna see anything. I had to make that note. I had to. With the
wasn't this after they ran from the creature the first time though? Remember, because they locked themselves in a room for a few minutes?
Yeah.
Because let me point out that when they locked themselves in the room, at no point did somebody say, "What about the kid?" They were too busy discussing what they were now going to do. Not at one point did they say, "Oh my God, where is little piece of bait?" You know, because that's
Yep.
They only mention him when they finally hear him screaming. They go, "Oh shit, we forgot about the kid."
I swear to God, I'm going to cut what I just did. I'm going to cut in the real scene of that movie because I want everyone else to just be as pissed off as I was with hearing I can't see and someone just like they're having a fucking seizure. Of course you can't.
She was having a rave. She was doing her own little.
But hey, the kid's right below their feet, so it's fucking stupid. Anyway. But here is where the alien comes back again, and it chases them. And they run into Wessinger, who's apparently behind, like, a safety door. Like a big metal safety door in a safe room thing.
Yeah.
And the other two crew members are there, and they pull him in. And then we finally get people calling out Wessinger for being a piece of shit. But as I put it, attempting to humanize characters, we're 50 minutes in. I don't give a shit anymore. We're over halfway through this thing. Like, I don't care that they're trying to give me humanization now.
They say God is dead, that he choked to death with pity for mankind. What do you think, Ash?
And you think you're God?
Ash, don't. That's it, Ash. You were always very smart. The problem is a limited understanding of the true nature of mankind.
Well, if you mean that mankind is greedy, arrogant, and sick, I think I've learned that from you, Doctor. Don't you have any idea what you've done here?
I have created a scientific miracle.
Pardon us if we don't clap.
Some fucking miracle, Wessinger. I mean, miracles that were not all dead. Things killed everybody else. He created a monster that takes human life. And you're waiting for a fucking medal.
Now I see everybody speaking up.
Oh, it gets worse with Wessinger, too. Oh, it gets worse in a minute. Because they have this big, long discussion. What are they going to do? Okay, we got to go try and... So when he opens the door again, and the one guy says for 2 seconds he ain't going, he changed his mind real fast. Wessinger gives the other doctor a gun. I shit you not. He gives the doctor who he shot earlier in the movie a gun. It makes no sense. I mean, if I was the guy he shot the first time, I would have looked out. Thank you. Bam! Shot him. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I shot him myself. Yeah. But yeah, they hear the kid in the sewer and they're trying to figure out what it is they could do there. But then the power flickers, and that's why we get this whole fucking stupid
Jurassic Park Part 2 people right here.
Yes. Yes.
Gotta go to the power room. Gotta go.
So yeah, Matley and Summers go to find the kid because suddenly they give a shit, and and Dr. Wessinger takes Scaredy Cat, Skinny Nedry there, to go reactivate generators to make sure they don't lose power. Also, Summer explains that they need to get the power back, like get the power continued working, whatever, so she can radio the CIA, because if she doesn't radio back in, they have a plan to send people in to exterminate the facility and level it. No exceptions. First time we're hearing about this. She didn't bother telling anyone this was a thing the entire fucking time until right now. Dumb.
She was busy. Okay.
So yeah, the Wessinger and Scared Nedry, they return. They go off to the generators. They're restarting it, and then like an asshole, Wessinger just lets them die. And it's not even a screen.
Oh no! This is a really a Jurassic Park moment. Oh, the other switch is over there. You want to go get that? Who, me? You want me to? Yeah, you need to go over there. Yeah. And you know what happens
there? Our guy
there.
in the suit is over there. There's an X on the floor. You got to just go to the X so it's in the light.
Congratulations. Now just flip the switch.
God damn it!
And just like in Jurassic Park, it's a row of breakers, and he flicks one breaker, and then that's it. That's it.
Yep. So he's dead. Wessinger just lets him die. But it's okay, because we cut to Discount Sam Jackson again, and he's telling them, he hops on a computer, and he makes some comments here that I have issues with.
I have a lot of comments about this whole sequence.
So he's on the computer, and he's talking about, oh yeah, the kids, there's the vent grates, whatever. Like, there's a way to open them, but blah, blah, blah.
There, okay, here, I got this. Okay, so they find the kid more advanced. He says, look, go down further. There's a vent over there. It's a hydraulic vent. I can open it up if I can get the, yeah. And so they tell the kid, keep going straight. We'll meet you over there, basically, type of shit. Now, here's where it falls apart for me. One of the many places. So when he first looked at the screen, one of the choices you see says, and it looks like he's clicking on, said DOS, which is, disk operating system for you old school computer people. And next thing we see a graphics of what looks like somebody running through the Doom hallway, going through different doorways as it works its way through the compound. Very much Jurassic Park. Remember when she goes, oh, it's Unix. By the way, Jurassic Park, that was not Unix. Unix does not do that. So at this point, I'm dying because I'm saying all these different things go by. I'm like, no, just no. By the way, if it's hydraulics, it would have been easier just to go, just pull the tubes, and the hydraulics would give out, and the gate would open. But
So
yeah.
So for me at this scene, when he tells them to have the kid go down further, my note was literally, the kid is literally at your feet. You couldn't just go, hey, keep going down further. No, he just tells them, and then they look down to tell the kid, and I'm like, you're an asshole, man. You could have told him yourself.
Is there a way down? Service duct, maybe? Come on, there must be some way. Think.
The only thing is the hydraulic work plate in the main lab. Tell the kid to keep crawling that way.
Okay.
Come on.
You're doing great. You just keep going straight, all right?
Where? Grid openings over there. You're wasting your time. It's got hydraulic locks. I'll try and override it through the main grid.
Just hurry.
I've accessed the control bank. There must be a safety override loop in the programming I can bypass.
I think I saw a bypass in the E-drive.
But when he gets on the computer, he goes, it may have a bypass to open the vent if I can figure it out. And I noted, you work the fucking system. What do you mean if you can you should know if there is or not.
Yeah.
You're like the dude who developed the fucking system they're using. What?
I didn't say the magic word. Yeah. By the way, this sequence now draws in Alien, Newt in the air duct system.
Yes. They get the kid out, but then, oh no, Alien bursts through the fucking vent. Apparently he could just burst through the vent the whole time. So why he makes a big thing about he apparently can't and has to find an entrance is a bunch of bullshit, because he just fucking hauls ass out of the fucking thing and goes to attack. Oh no, this alien's a fucking pussy. And he gets hit by some light from a helicopter and goes, ah! And he runs away.
Wait, no. It's worse than that. It's worse than that. She flashes him with the camera flash, and he winces. We see this.
There we go. Yeah.
And she drops the camera, and the flash goes off like 20 times. As a guy who does photography, I can tell you that that's not how flashes work. They can't charge that quick. And one, just dropping it's not going to make it go. You know?
Yeah, his weakness is flash photography.
Bright lights, big city, baby.
Oh,
Which will be interesting in a bit later because there's another sequence in a bit that comes up that.
So we once again see military chopper turning into personal green painted passenger chopper that lands down. And a bunch of dudes get out, and it's the CIA kill team because she didn't get a message out fast enough. But of course, oh no, here's the twist. They actually are here for Wessinger because they also want to sell the creature for the highest bidder, apparently. And Wessinger just tells her, like, you should be careful who you're friends with. You should be careful, Doctor. I have them on my side. And then they throw them into an open water well sewer. I don't know what the fuck this is. Is it part of the sewer? Is it a water well? Which leaves many questions to what they use it for later. Regardless, they just throw them in and the rainwater's filling it up and it's that they're going to drown, which...
By the way, it wasn't raining that hard. I don't understand where all that water was coming from. It wasn't.
I don't even, Paul. I don't understand anything with this. The next scene is where I busted out laughing, and I mean I fucking died, because immediately it is Wessinger back inside the facility room, whatever, and they're talking about how they're gonna get the creature and they're gonna sell it, whatever. We get Discount Sam Jackson, who finally realizes that he's a very evil man. And he's all like, you told me we were doing something good, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, you were making a monster that apparently murdered everyone else in the facility. But no, you're right. You were doing something good. There was any point that could have told you he's probably not a good guy. But now...
At no point did we know that Discount Sam Jackson was going to turncoat either until they get captured. Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is this movie? But this is what made me laugh the hardest. Is Wessinger doesn't just shoot him or kill him, anything. He just... he turns into a Jeopardy contestant and he goes, I'll take civilizations for 500, Alex. And Discount Sam Jackson goes, what? And he goes, I have it written down. I believe it's on my next page. I wrote it down. Ah, yes. What was the Sun Dynasty of the 11th centuries herald as their greatest achievement? I don't know what. Gunpowder. Bang.
And shoots him.
By the way, he's pulling out his gun the whole time he does that. So it's not like it was gonna be a mystery what the hell he was gonna do. And yes, actually, when he answers his own question, he does phrase it like Jeopardy when he goes, "What is gunpowder?"
He was right. You are insane.
Oh, really? Well, my fine friend, since you brought it up, I'll take civilizations for 100, Alex. The Sung Dynasty of the 11th century heralds what as their greatest achievement?
I don't know.
What is? Gunpowder.
The fact that this man saw him pull out a gun and still had the audacity to go, I don't know, what? What do you mean? You just saw him pull out his fucking pistol. Does that not click 2 and 2 for you?
Yeah.
It's fucking dumb. So now he gets thrown in to be live bait for the creature. So that's fun. Because he again shoots him in the shoulder. I don't know
Oh,
what.
by the
is
way,
a Wessinger
this was
shoulder.
after that the woman and the other doctor escaped the cage because he gets put in the same put in the same cage.
Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this shit?
and again,
escape watery
the child
pool.
has disappeared. Nobody knows where the child is or anything at this point. Nobody seems to give a shit. I guess his sister was his only family, and if he dies, nobody's gonna miss him because that's the way they're treating it.
So, yeah, Batley and Summers escape their watery trap, whatever the hell that thing was, which again implies that there's somewhere else.
I'm not even sure how they escaped it. All of a sudden, they were just out. I really.
It doesn't make
I
any
must have
sense, Paul.
blinked and missed that. I must have blinked and missed that because I just.
They
I
could
don't
have
know.
shown us because it would explain another thing that happens later of that doesn't make sense either. Anyway, so we do get to see the kid, and he sneaks in somehow, fucking somehow. He sneaks into that room they were in, where all the CIA and whatever are. They're planning like bombs all over the facility, and they have a detonator, and he goes, I could bypass the timer with this, sets it down, and kid reaches up, grabs it, pulls it back under the table. No one saw this happen except apparently the CIA head dude who pulls out a pistol and goes, I'll be right back. Where are you going? Don't worry about it. There's nothing. And he walks off, and I'm like, did you see this kid take it and just said nothing so you could murder him? Like, what is this? I feel like everyone would have
And
seen
say,
that.
oh yeah, the detonator just walked off. You might want to. No.
Could have. This is where they put Discount Jackson into a bamboo cage. It's what it looked like until they get a close up, and I'm like, oh no, it is a metal cage. It didn't look like that, like from the far. Okay, whatever. But they lower him into the same fucking hole that the other two were in, but now magically the water's gone from it, so maybe they drained it. Movie's not going to tell you, so who fucking knows? So he gets lowered into the hole to be bait. Matley somehow turned into a badass. I guess being shot, you learn how to be a just martial arts expert. As he proceeds to take out guards barehanded for their guns, which apparently have like no ammo in them by what happens shortly after this. Yeah, takes out a couple guards. Very CGI'd, different chopper than the one you saw land. Terrible consistency on choppers. I'd be drunk as hell. As Summers is like doing whatever the fuck by the chopper, and it's clearly bad CGI over the chopper that they did have there. The amount of times they fucking do that drives me nuts. Not being stealthy rescue as they pull up Discount Jackson, the creature rips through the bottom of it and grabs his foot and apparently breaks his ankle. I guess. Which again, if the water got drained out and there's a way for the water to go, it's not raining, it wouldn't be filling anymore. Shouldn't all the water be gone out of this thing? Also, how the fuck did the alien get down there? And then, fun fact for everyone, the alien just fucks off for the rest of this. After this moment of grabbing his foot, it just vanishes and you do not see it again. The movie, I think, forgot that there was an alien for like the next 15-ish minutes of this movie. So they get into a firefight. And as I said, the guns they took off the guards apparently have like no ammo. Because Matley shoots like 3 bursts and then it's, oh no, I'm out of ammo. And I'm like, man, that were they just not loading their guns? And if they weren't, why did the other guys just have an endless amount of bullets as they just proceed to spray it everywhere?
I can maybe excuse this because if Matt Lee's not used to doing it, because if you take a gun off somebody, especially in that situation, you should also be feeling out for spare magazines. Because they're going to have them on them. So, at least I would. That
actually is a good point. That 100% should have. They shoot, again, what I call a Lego RPG, as it's just a bright yellow Lego peg looking thing. She shoots it there, and as I have in my notes, there's just explosive video game levels of explosive barrels all over this facility that they show you earlier that they're hiding behind some, and there's just a ton of them. But the RPG hits, and it just causes explosions all over because barrels.
Yeah. I want to point out that this little gunfight they did, by the way, it reminded me of the Naked Gun or Police Squad, where they're literally 3 feet away from each other, reaching over and shooting at each head.
Yes. But because of this, it gives them a chance, and they run off. But Discount Jackson, he just says, fuck it. Apparently his bullet wound, which I thought it was his chest, but it shows that it's like his shoulder, but it shows that it's more of like his gut that he got shot. So that's a bad, bad consistency there. But he's apparently dying now. And he goes, yes. You guys run for it. Give me that detonator.
Oh, this was after give me a gun. And this was after give me a gun. And the guy fires off the last 2 shots.
Yeah. So the CIA dude walks up to him and he goes, "Ha, out of bullets. Maybe not." And he hits the detonator. First of all, my first part of my note here, sacrifices himself, so why even let everyone go through the bother of rescuing you like 3 minutes earlier? Like, why even beg to be bothered being rescued if you were just be like, nah, I can't make it 5 more feet to that truck over there. Just let me die. What a waste of everyone's time that was. But he sets off the detonator. And I have in my notes, because I rewinded this a couple times, because I couldn't fucking believe how many times they did this. I counted 14 explosion cuts. That's right, folks. 14 explosion cuts.
Looks like you're out of bullets.
We'll see about that.
As the facility explodes, and some of them are just the same explosion bit that they already used, that they cut in like 3 or 4 times. In one of them, Wessinger gets exploded, but as I put it, he just kind of vanishes because the CGI was so bad. He's just there 1 minute and gone in the same frame, and it's really bad. Really bad. The alien's not dead because they give you like a brief that it got away, but also alien just forgets that that's a thing because it doesn't even do anything. It didn't do anything for all of this that happened. It doesn't do anything for the next like 5-10 minutes. As they try to get away, and they find a little motorboat on the river, and they take it, and they get chased by a completely different chopper. Who sucks.
I have issues with this chase scene, by the way.
Oh please.
So he's shooting at them with what appears to be a bazooka. Okay. Mm-hmm. All by himself. He's apparently reloading this bazooka pretty quickly, which is normally I thought the one he had, it looked like one of the single-use ones that they usually use in movies that, you know, fire and forget.
Yep.
He fired like 5 or 6 shots on these things. Yeah. And then after they hit the shore, go flying out of the boat, then the helicopter uses its guns. What the hell? Okay, this was a gunship, and he was. This was so poorly done, dude. It was so poorly done.
Yep.
You could have fired the bullet at the boat. It would have been a lot better than trying to fire that bazooka at the boat.
Paul is correct. The rocket launcher he has is the one and done where it just like telescopes itself and then you fire and then it's done. You do not reload that thing. It is purposely designed to not be reloaded. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Because I have the note too of barely rolling out of the way saves from bullets.
Yeah.
Now the movie turns into Predator. Just straight up Predator. They show you its vision, which kind of, I guess, is like a heat vision thing, maybe.
But it wasn't, because of something that happens later. You know, it wasn't that.
Yeah. Which I had here. If this is Predator heat vision, sure, mud masking, but nobody's covered in mud, and it still just apparently doesn't see them. So what
because as long as it was stepping on her hand, and she didn't make a noise. So I'm thinking at this point it has T-Rex vision. We're going back to Jurassic Park.
I couldn't. That's
it's what, motion. Its vision is based on motion acuity. Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense for things like
none of that sequence makes sense, dude. Also, we get our first full look at the suit. Kind of looks like a blend of Alien as well. The original, big snouted motherfucker. Yeah.
So I have in my notes, I don't know. And I doubt if it is anyone would ever fucking admit that they took something from another studio. But because of the way they are doing some things, I almost feel like they took like an original Xenomorph head, or that this is just straight up the unused Predator suit. Because fun fact for everyone at home, the Predator that we see in Predator was not the original design. They had another suit, but the stuntman absolutely hated it because it didn't have flexibility for him to do anything, so they never used it. I almost want to believe that this motherfucker found that suit somewhere and went, I'm going to make my own version of Predator, but also Jurassic Park, also Alien. I'm just going to do everything, but I'm going to repaint this. It's fucking frustrating. So yeah, Alien leaves, and Chopper with bad aim comes back. It's not there for long, because they shoot it down, and I had to write this down. Holy fucking Jesus, that is the worst mini CGI helicopter crashing people run away I may have ever seen.
Yeah, that was awful. That was so bad.
Oh, was noticeable that it is a plastic toy chopper rolling with some fire effect on it and a forced perspective of the people on what is, I assume, is a green screen. It is noticeably fucking really bad.
Yeah.
Everyone heads back to town because safe. And I even have in my notes, but alien movie, what are you doing? Don't worry, they remember there's an alien. You know, they forgot about it. They remember again. Because it goes full Predator mode and can turn invisible now. Which wasn't a thing it was doing at any other point in this movie. So it just turns into Predator for
I
some
think
reason.
earlier in the movie they did kind of allude to it for one little quick scene, but it was one of those scenes if you blink you miss it.
Possibly. This fucking movie. So once again, we shoot a Lego RPG at it. Which I have an issue with that he shoots that, but it doesn't explode. I don't understand what happens here because the explosion we see later does not match anything we see right in this moment. Also, he backhand slashes the kid, and it's the only time they give a shit about this kid in the entire movie is that he's dead.
Yep.
Now that he's dead, Summers is holding him like it's her child, and Matley's all crying, and we had like fucking movie to like tremble chin. And I'm just like, no one seemed to care about this kid. But oh no, he's dead, and now I feel bad. Like, maybe you shouldn't have brought him with you. Maybe this is a thought you should have had when you were at his village. So they return him to the village, and the villagers make a poison out of the beetle, which, did he even fucking use that?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what they were doing, that somehow they know how the beetle works and they can use it to,
Yeah, they like crush up.
All I know is they spent a lot of time showing them to use a mortar and pestle.
They make the comment that this is the poison for the creature and it won't kill him, but it should slow him down for you. And I went, I don't think he fucking used, like, I don't think he used that at any point. So I don't get what the point of that was. Because he doesn't stab him. And the villagers, they show their arrows just bounce off him. So, like, I don't understand what the point of any of that was.
And I thought my understanding, if I was trying to follow the movie correctly, was that he had taken the DNA of the beetle and injected it into the alien to bring it back to, so.
Well, he cloned it. He like mixed it with its DNA and incubated
of the beetle, which would make it, which would make, that more Jurassic Park shit.
I don't know, folks. But Madley goes full fucking Dutch from Predator here and removes his shirt and just starts making traps. Or I'm sorry, trap. He makes a dead man's fall, like a deadfall trap with a tree, which doesn't work because he sucks at what he does.
He's a doctor. He really shouldn't know how to do any of this shit.
He shouldn't know how to do that. He shouldn't really know how to like to kill, like take people out hand to hand. I mean, maybe because he was raised by the villagers, because they do mention earlier in the movie that he was raised by the tribe But even
Right.
then, they wouldn't know what guns are. Like,
But
they
he
don't
didn't
have
use any.
guns.
But he didn't use any of that earlier on. He got shot because
Nope.
he was stupid. So
Yes, in 2 years, you can build a Jurassic Park and become a martial arts master, folks. You just set
There
your
you
mind
go.
to it. Yeah, so because of the traps I have in my notes, so we go from Jurassic Park Alien to now we're just Predator for the ending, huh? We're just gonna rip off Predator for this whole ending, huh? Wow. Sucky traps, reused running scenes, bad CGI creature. It's my notes for all of that, because literally the creature they keep making CGI, but it looks fucking terrible. And there's definitely a scene where Matley is running away where they just cut in the same scene that they already used, because I'm like, pretty sure that's like the same trail.
The endless hallway trick that they used to use in things like Star Trek and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes. But at this point, Matley's running. He trips, falls off a cliff, and then the alien pursues him into the water. And this is where I could understand where Paul said that it's movement based, as a fish swims by his vision and he like darts at it. So maybe
it's the only thing that makes sense, because she was not covered in mud or anything, and he stepped on her hand, and she's like,
Oh God. So yeah, at this point, Matley's getting his ass kicked. Not really. He just gets smacked back, and then he's like, I'm gonna fight it with the hatchet that I have, because I dropped my RPG. The villagers arrive, and they try to help. But again, all their arrows seem to just kind of bounce off of it. So I don't get what the point of making that poison was. Clearly, all your weapons are absolutely useless against this thing. But it's okay, guys, because Matley sees the RPG and he gets it, and he stands on the edge of another cliff waterfall. Okay. And he jumps off, he gets the creature to come towards him, and it's big and epic. The creature's jumping, and he jumps off the cliff. He shoots Lego RPG, and it goes down the creature's throat and blows it up, and that's the end of the creature.
uh-huh.
Also, huge explosion. Bigger explosion than we saw with any of the other times they used this. I don't know, folks. I couldn't when I saw that. I just fucking could not. That was super stupid. Super stupid. Alien blown up. Matley and Summer meet up at the end. Meet at the bottom of waterfall and make out because trauma bonds.
Yep.
And then it ends with them in a chopper flying away, being accompanied by two Apache choppers who apparently couldn't help at any fucking point in this movie, but were just kind of there. I don't understand that. That's it. They just disappear. That's it. And that's the ending to the whole movie, folks.
Yeah.
Congratulations, everyone. You made it. And we made it. I don't even know how the fuck we made it through this piece of shit.
No, and I was actually paying attention to the movie when I watched it. That was a scary part. Usually
So yeah, that's another one played on Sci-Fi Channel, and I get why now, because it's so bad you could do whatever you want in edits, and it would probably still make more sense than what they actually had. So I'm sorry, folks. This and Paul, this one was really bad.
God, I'd hate to wonder what other movies you have on that list.
I'll do all those at some point. Those, I think, are going to very much be the way I was doing it before. Maybe I'll just make them Patreon bonuses for y'all and not make Paul suffer through things that I think are actually worse than this somehow.
Is that possible?
Yeah,
Of course, there is a reason that I avoided most sci-fi originals for a very long period.
All the ones that are on that list.
Yeah.
Childhood.
I mean, I gotta say, that throughout that period, the only sci-fi original that I will admit, I did watch things like, Sharktopus versus whatever it was, and
okay,
the three-headed shark and Santa Shark, one of my favorites. None of them were as good as Sharknado, though, which has a little place in my heart.
I've never gotten through Sharknado.
Really?
No.
They made like 5 of them. Huh?
Oh yeah. I've never seen any of them. Never sat through any of them. I don't know.
Tara Reid, man.
Hey, I enjoyed early Tara Reid. I think she's good at acting. As far as like the things that she's in, she's fun. Anyway, let's not go down that rabbit hole. So anyway, folks, that was DNA from the late 90s. As I said, there is an alien. There is a DNA 2, but it is only Chinese because every single time anything I could find were all in Chinese, and I can't read Chinese, so I'm going to assume it didn't make it out of that market. So it looks like it was made in '99, so it was definitely a quick put out movie. But remember the rules, everyone, right? We don't prank our friends as serial killers. We don't bring things back from the dead. This one definitely just falls in that. Don't fucking bring things back from the dead. Don't dump chemicals in the sewer. Stay out of the water. Don't betray the puppets. That's a very important one. Everyone makes that mistake, don't we all? And follow us CerebralPaul1 at Oddcast N. Stay odd, stay happy. We'll catch you on whenever.
And for the love of God, don't take every movie you've seen and try to mush it into one. Okay.
Yeah, you can be a fan, just don't try to mush 5 different movies into one cohesive thing, because no. Goodbye, everyone.